This is a video on how to finish the tissue box cover. There are two steps. The first is the corners. As you can see, the top corners, there's just a little bit of the mesh that comes through. Now, in some colors, it's very noticeable, in others it's not. This one, I don't even know if I would do it. No one's going to notice, but since this is a video to demonstrate it, we're absolutely going to do it. So what I do, and this can be a little tricky, is I come through the back of this corner, and you're aiming to come out right here. So you want to slide the thread beneath it and then feel around till you come out right where you want to. Right there. Especially now I'm using this more rigid mesh and the corners can be kind of sharp. So it is a good idea to cover them. So what I do, I typically do 2 extra stitches. So I will go from here to here and then from here to here. So one corner to one corner. And as you pull it through, you just want to place it so it gets right where you want it to be. You can see I just wanted to cover that little nub there. So this is the second one coming from the other side. And sometimes, like I said, I'll do a third one if I think it needs it. That one looks perfect. So just 2, covered it up pretty well. So now we're going to move right back onto the next one. And this is much easier to find out right where you want to be when you're not having the thread underneath behind. Okay, so same thing. Perfect. On to the third one. And again, this is totally optional. Okay, now this one, you can still see this little bit here. So I'm just gonna pull that up a tiny bit to cover it. And the last one. Perfect. You cannot see it at all. So the corners are done. And what I do next is I reach my hand in and basically slide the needle down through the yarn. To secure it. If you care about what the inside of your tissue box cover looks like, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, and we're gonna clip off the excess. And now that the corners are done, we're going to do the last step, which is the bottom. I typically do this with 2 different pieces of yarn. The downside of using this cotton thread, and most of what I send out is cotton. I do still have some acrylic, but the cotton is healthier. But the downside of it is it can only take so much use. So if I were to use one long piece to do this entire thing, by the end, it's just lost some of its integrity. So when I start at any side, I typically start right after a corner. So I'm going to come up through the back. And now I always work doing the bottom right to left, just so that it's consistent. So I'm going to come up. When I first started doing these, I was working left to right, and it would almost wrap the bottom so that it totally covered the mesh, but it just didn't look right because it didn't match the rest of the stitches. So I try to do it all the same. And this is the fun part, because your project is almost done. Okay, now when we get to the corner, I'm going to do 1 straight across, and I'm going to go around this corner and right back where I just was, just to provide some extra coverage. And you'll have to place it so it goes right where you want it. Now we're going to go into the next corner. Same thing, you're going to go right around it and place it right on the corner. Okay, then 1 more straight. I just like to put some extra coverage around the corners. Okay, and then back down the side at the diagonal. Okay, around the corner again. And then I'm going to change out my thread. So to do that, I'm just going to go right down the back. Then we're going to come right up. Okay, and we're going to go right where we just were. One other thing to note as you do this, you don't want to clip the thread that's already in the hole because it will stretch it and you'll end up with something like this where there'll be gaps. And it doesn't happen very often, but just be mindful of it because it's really easy to undo in the moment, but it's really hard to undo if you don't notice it right away. Okay, so we're coming to the end here. I did want to mention one more thing. Now this one is easy because it's all one color. But if you, this one's all one color too. If you did one like this, where it's different colors. Same stitch, but you'll just, like you go around the corner with the purple and then switch to the dark rose. Now, sometimes in this one I can tell I didn't. I will start each with a straight across stitch and end it with a straight across stitch. But I found that there were just too many stitches in multiple holes. So now I just do a diagonal and then start each color with a straight across stitch, but I end it at the diagonal. And I find that it looks a little nicer. Okay, so the final corner. And if you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear it, even if it's bad. Especially if it's bad, because it will help me. Okay, so we're going to go right down through the back. And cut off the excess. And then we're done.